What's going on, working class hustlers? By Machine here, as usual. You can't hardly see this because I'm using a green screen, but you see that T-shirt there? That's the working class hustler T-shirt. And why does that matter to you? As we grow the viewership for our lives, I'm gonna eventually end up giving those away. I like doing stuff like that. We just need a big enough audience. But once again, thank you all for continuing to rock with me. I promised you I was gonna continue to come out here every day. There's just no excuses. I don't care. I don't care that I have a full-time job. I don't care that I'm a truck driver. I don't care that I have to run my own business that's doing, let's see, what's it doing right now? It's actually down a little bit, but 30,000 actually for this year. We're at almost 90,000 already, and we're basically, that would be just about in like 3 months. So you're talking like 30,000 a month on that, close to it, not quite. But no. Hey, appreciate it. Love it, man. Let's get right to it. Just remember, for those who don't know, you can always get in contact with me. There's my number. One of these days I got to remember to put it in the show notes. Don't forget to sign up for the Snackfood Symposium. It's a free webinar to show you how I'm making my money in the snack food arena. Love it, love it, love it. Don't forget to sign up for the free Tactical Arbitrage course. Guys, the more you sign up, the more I'm going to be compelled to continue building it out, because I just want you to be able to have a fully built out course that you can sign up for, pay absolutely nothing, and be able to get through the software. And since Three Coats went to the whole Seller 365, I'm going to be, of course, you guys know I'm an affiliate with Tactical Arbitrage, but we're going to be promoting the entire suite, which is so much cheaper. That's going to give us more content. That's going to give us more opportunities to work together to get to the bag. So yeah, there's just a lot going on, but guys, there's so much I want to talk about that has to do with mindset, because when you get your mind right, you get your money right. But at the end of the day, excuse me, I got to drag this screen around so I can do the stuff I need to do. At the end of the day, we got to just do the work. So here's what we're going to do. Let's see. Is my computer working right? I'm going to share my screen here so that you can follow along. You guys know I use the software Tactical Arbitrage. And let's see here. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So we were looking at this yesterday, which actually I'm going to look more into this product, but we were doing grocery and gourmet. That's my main thing. I love that category, but I thought, let's look at something a little different. So here's Tactical Arbitrage. Here's what it looks like. Let me see. Service was upgraded. What are they talking about? I don't know. I'm going to go into my search history. Well, actually, it don't even really matter because what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go in. Oh, wow. This is still in process. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the results. And you see how you have 20, it wants to show us 5 out of 28,568 because I got some filters set. I'm going to reset the filters. Now you see all 28,575 being shown. Now, at this point, I'm just going to filter. Let's see. Let's just look at Walmart. So we're going to deselect all of this. We're going to select Walmart. And hold on a second. I want to be nosy. I want to be nosy and see. All right. I'm just being nosy, seeing who's out here. If you're out here, can you please give me a like? I appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It helps. You know, I'm going to do it anyway. I love that, whether you support me or not. But when you support me, what it does is it gets me more excited, and then I want to do even more. So what we're going to do is just select Walmart. And check this out. I don't really do this that much, but I'm constantly, it's not just about me. It's about what you guys want to look at. I'm going to pick toys because nobody really tells me, hey, Horace, this is the category I want to look at. But that'll change. You know, eventually we're going to get a small core of people that really want to get it on and start really picking and niching down. I'll be honest with you. This says we got 307 products. So that ain't going to take much to go through, but I don't really sell toys anymore. I used to sell them. It's just not my thing, but that's okay. Like I said, it's not always just about me. And I want to see what we might be able to find for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull my screen over. Now you got 10 people selling this. So right away, I know there may be, it's not going to be IP problems, most likely. Now, let me see. There may be something in this. Let's take a look. It might be kind of on the heavy side. So first of all, let's take a look at it on Amazon. Now, see, prices change a lot. You notice the buy box was at $26.14, but that was at the time of the search. And look at the average price. I don't know about that. There's a lot to dissect. Now, I see a keeper chart that I really like, but I see Amazon is in stock all the time. That doesn't scare me, though, because just because Amazon's in stock, that doesn't mean you're not going to get any sales. Okay. So at this point, what I'm doing is I'm filtering down to the new because I just want to get, I don't ship Prime, so I'm not checking Prime. I want to see what see. Now look at this guy. He's selling it for 15 bucks, basically 14.86, but he only got one. He might just be trying to get rid of that. This guy has 25, and you can see the stock because I'm using the paid version of Keepa, this chart right here. This guy's at 25.20. He's got one. Another thing to note, look at the number of ratings that this particular seller has. This guy, he only has 26. He ain't been out here. There's a good chance he hasn't been out here that long. This guy, 3,271 ratings. I'm telling you, he's probably just getting rid of this. He's big enough that he's got to think and behave like a manager. And cash flow is the big thing here. Now let's take a closer look. Let's at the keeper chart. Let's go into data. See, this is the kind of work you got to put in, hustlers. Let me get my ugly mug out of here for a second. Then I'm going to go offers. Then I'm going to go include historical data. And what you'll notice is in the last 30 days, according to Keeper, most of these, oh, look at that, used like new. I don't know where he getting these and how he can ship. Well, it's Prime. I was going to say how he can ship and make any money. And he's only selling it for 1084, but I don't know. He might have something going on. But the point is this, I'm not seeing a lot. One of them sold for $28.99. I probably would pass on that. But remember, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is the work that has to go in. Yo, what up, Jay? Appreciate you rocking with me, man. Give me a like. Make sure you subscribe. I appreciate the support. I decided just to look at toys today, which I don't really do that much, but you know, eventually when you come out, man, you got to let me know what category you want to look through, and we can tailor it towards you. You come out tailor-made. You know what I mean? You're spending your time, which tells me your actions are telling me you. Well, I lost it. I was looking at something. I don't know what it was. It looked like a bake oven or something. So remember, I'm looking at this column and how many sellers are on the product. The more I'm motivated, because then I know it's probably not going to be any IP. And if there is IP, they yet that I'm concerned. Let's see here. Sometimes I'm not even gonna bother, because usually if it doesn't, you can get into that, but usually if it doesn't have a remember, guys, because I'm gonna test you on this. You're looking to go down rabbit holes and you're looking for, that's the way the game go. If you can't get your mind around that, but you get better at it. And like I said, those rabbit holes, that's what's going. Habit. I'm gonna try this. So much for coming out. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, please, and subscribe to the channel. If so, we're looking at toys. That's not my category, but just want to see if we could category that you guys want. And for those of you who continue to rock with me, you may have noticed I'm out here every that I would every single day that I can. And I meant it. And my actions are going to show it. I just got to do it. I don't know why. So here we 28.25. Got a real nice keeper chart. So before we go any further, it's supposed to be for $14 at Walmart. Yeah, it is. Oh, out of stock. This thing. You're talking about this toy that we're looking at right now? Let's see. Well, like I said earlier, if you're talking about this particular product, yeah, there's a lot on there, and I don't run from a potential IP if there's a lot of people on it already, because that could mean, yeah, it's IP, but they haven't gotten to this particular listing. You can make your money while you can make it. I wouldn't go deep, but you might have, you might have another avenue. So let's see. This is supposed to be, oh, you're talking generally. Yeah, so that's my thing. If there are a lot of sellers on the listing, I don't really worry about it. Now remember, I do sell on eBay and I also sell on Walmart. So part of your strategy could be having multiple platforms, and in that way, if one particular platform lets you down, you might have another way. Now you see right away, I see a suppressed buy box. I already know this is probably selling at a decent price. Like I said, guys, I'm not really into toys, but just giving you an example of how I look at things. Let's see. That's kind of the, you know what? Let's just see what it's really selling for according to Keepa. We want to see what it has been selling for the last 30 days. That'll give us hopefully a little more inside information. So we'll go offers. Okay, so in the last 30 days, looks like you had 4 of them sell through FBA. Amazon shipped them out, and you had 2 of them. These sold FBA as well, but at $32.99. Now I don't know. You guys may be doing FBA. I don't. If you do FBA, you could probably make some money with this. Let me look at. I said I'm not big into toys, but let's see. Yeah, that's not a bad keeper chart. That's got a lot of velocity, and I think there's somebody in my private group that has had some success with this. Let's go to the next page and see what we can find. Oh, all right. Eric says pull up some industrial and scientific. So let's do that. All right. Yeah, that's a category that a lot of people don't think about. I used to do quite a bit, honestly. Let me look at just one thing before we go. Iron Man mask. Ooh, that's $20. That's not what we were expecting. But prices change all the time. You got to know that. Amazon says they don't accept retail invoices. What do you think? Can we ungate brands and categories? I think I've seen some people talking about using uh retail. I think when you say retail invoices, I think you mean a regular receipt. I've heard of people saying you could do that, but to my knowledge, you need an actual invoice. So you're gonna have to actually, what's the name of that? Somebody in the group was just talking about that. Entertainment Earth is still doing stuff. That's one you could use. Let me pull that up real quick. Do you use Entertainment Earth? Now you got to have the wholesale account. You're not, because they have a retail side as well. You'd have to go to the wholesale, and you need an account with that. So you got to have all your documents in order. I don't know, are you an LLC or anything like that? Let me know. But in the meantime, let's go over and change the category to, hold on. What is going on here? I think I removed my category. Yep. There you go. Put that back. And go. Yeah, so if you're talking about, say you go into Walmart and you make a purchase, and at the register you get the receipt, if that's what you're talking about, but you're referring to that as a retail invoice, that's a receipt. That's not an invoice. But if that's what you're referring to my knowledge, you can't use that. I will. I'm going to talk to some people in my private group. I got a whole group of people, and we come together with all sorts of experience in that type of stuff. So I'll see. It's been a while since I got into ungating. I don't recommend it myself. It's just, it has never really panned out for me. Going through all the hoops to get ungated. Listen, when you when you when you get your Amazon account, I want you to think about something. Amazon does not let you get on, pay $40 a month to have an account, and then tell you there is absolutely nothing that you can sell. That way you leave. No, they want you, but you got to do the work. You got to do the digging, and you got to figure out, hey, what categories can I sell in? And you got to work there. Now, you may not want to do that. You might want to focus on trying to hurry up and get ungated in certain things. I don't recommend it, but I'm not saying that you're wrong. But if you're spending a lot of time, here's my question. I'm going to let you answer me before I continue on that. Do you have an Amazon account right now? Number one. Number two, what categories are you selling in right now? This question is for Akbari. Let me know. So we're gonna deselect, and then we're gonna go. Where's industrial? There it is. Should be 600 and 60 products. Let's see what happens. All right. Tell you what, we're just looking at Walmart. So why don't we add, maybe there's some other, when you talk about industrial and scientific, well, no, there's 5 of them. Okay, we'll leave that alone. Let's see here. Again, we're going to go over. We're going to see how many people are out there. 2, that's not enough. 1 certainly isn't enough. 6, look at this, boy. I can tell that's going to be crazy right there. The Rubbermaid is restricted anyway, so make sure when you're using the software. Okay. Akbari, when you open your account, make sure you contact me if you need any help then, because we gotta look and see what they're going to allow you to start selling right off the bat, and then we got to start working there. You don't even have an account yet and you're worried about getting ungated. No, but again, we'd have to talk. There may be something that about your situation that I don't know. You may already have experience in selling. You might have $20,000 that you're starting your business with, and you want to start faster, and you're ready and positioned through having working capital, having experience. That's different. So you contact me. You're going to have to text me. If you call my number, I'm not going to pick it up. So you have to text the words working class hustler to that number. I'm going to leave that up a while, give you a chance to get that. And then we can figure out, spend some time on you, and it won't cost you anything, man. I don't charge for that. But we're going to get you off on the right foot. Let's see. We might get lucky. We might not. See, and this is the reason why I have my columns side by side. This is the product image on the site that's selling it. This is the image on Amazon. These don't match. And so then you know right away. So we're looking, number one, a lot of these, we'd have to actually run a search in the category. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot. I tell you what, though, sometimes, remember what I said, a lot of times, even though you're welcome, a lot of times, let's get that out of there. You're welcome, bro. But a lot of times, even when you're not finding anything, you're still being exposed. Here's what you might start to say as you're doing this search. You might start saying, wait, Rubbermaid is restricted. Later on down the line, I might want to get into this. And we don't know, it's large, it's bulky, so we don't know how you're going to do it just yet. But I tell you what, it can be, using this software puts a lot of things in front of you. And that actually, exposes you to products that you never would have even thought of. All right. Oh, my computer is slow today. Got 6 people on here. Now, this is probably, what is this? Kerosene. Let me see something here. It didn't have a price, so I'm figuring it wouldn't be no good for us anyway. But I figured, you know what, just to take a look. Okay. I didn't even. Are people still really burning kerosene? According to this Keepa chart, I would say yes. So here's what we're looking at, guys. We're looking at a just right 1 gallon kerosene can. And we're looking in the color blue. So is this it? 1 gallon blue. Supposedly now it's out of stock right now. And we could go down a rabbit hole if you want it. But hold on a second. Well, we're not looking at that. Is this really selling for almost all but a, yeah, you got listings for $100. Now, see, this is where you say, all right, some quick math. Some of you guys use tools to do your calculations. I still do mine by hand. I don't know why. I just do. Maybe I'll stop doing that soon. After you pay your 15%, assuming you sold it for $90.62, like this guy here, Empire Rigging. Boy, that's quite a bit. 90.62 minus 15%. That's going to leave you with $77.02. And if you got it, we're not going to count tax right now because I don't know your tax situation. But if you bought it for $41.06, oh my, you still got $35 to work with. And if you're like me, you're going to ship it yourself. I already know I can make money. But like you see here, it's out of stock. Now, what you could do is at this point, it is now logged into the ROM of your mind. Okay. But what you could do, you could right click that. You could search it through Google Lens and see if anybody else has it. Probably not, and probably not at the price that you need it at. That's okay. Now, there's a lot you could do here. Let me see. For example, you could end up down a rabbit hole and end up on some totally different product, or well, similar, but different product. And you might end up finding something that you could work. For example, you could end up getting into replacement gaskets. Then you would take this, stick it into Amazon, and you see, from looking at a gas can, you could end up looking at gaskets. You know, I don't see anything, but just to give you an example of how you could go down a rabbit hole. And think about this for a second. You go down a rabbit hole, everybody else is just looking at this gas can, and if it doesn't work, they're gone. You went down a rabbit hole that's showing you gaskets, and if there was money in that, you know, you could jump on this listing, make money for a while anyway. You know, nothing lasts forever. You're going to learn that quick. But so that's how You can use the software. A lot of times it's not that the software is giving you products. A lot of times the software is giving you ideas and sending you down rabbit holes. That's a great question. Others say finding products from Tactical Arbitrage, you will face high competition and price tanking down the line because everyone finds the same product. Yeah, that will happen. So if you want to actually be successful, you have to understand that's how a free market works, right? That's how a capitalistic society works. Competition is going to bring the price down. See, when you get into business, remember, this is not a hustle, guys. This is a business. All right. A hustle is you're going to find that one gas can, you're going to sell that gas can, make a profit, and it's over. And you're on to the next hustle. This is a business right here. So you're going to have some wins, you're going to have some losses. You're going to have a lot of competition. You got to learn how to navigate with that. See, I'm glad you asked that question because here's the problem with a lot of people that get into business. They get into business thinking, okay, I need to find a business where there's no competition, where there's no price tanking, where I can just make all the money and I can control the market for that item. And that's not the way this works. Okay. You got to be ready for the competition. Okay. You got to be ready. Think about this for a second. Hold on. Think about this. When you look at my screen and you see that in 3 months, I did almost $90,000. You got to ask yourself, I'm selling food. Do you think there's competition? There's a heck of a lot of competition. Do you think there's price tanking going on? There's a heck of a lot. And sometimes I'm the one doing it. So trust me when I tell you, you are asking the right question. And I'm glad you did, because if you can't handle that, you don't want this. Okay? You don't want this. I have doubled my revenue. And mind you, you go to my channel and go back almost 8 years, and you'll see I wasn't always doing numbers like this, but I found a way to make it. There's going to be competition. It's just like in sports. Do you watch sports? Guess what there is in sports? Competition. Damn good competition. But if you play the game long enough, you'll develop a strategy. And here's another thing. This is so good. I'm so glad you asked this question, because this is the type of stuff I want to get into. Here's what you bring up that is so important. You bring up the fact that we all know how business works. You buy low, you sell high. But what about the competition? That's important. What about them? You got to learn, bro, if you stay in this business long enough. See, here's what you're thinking. You're thinking that people say that you're going to face high competition and price tanking. You are. But you're also going to eventually find, I would probably say reasonably, within a year, you'll probably have 10 products that you consistently make money on. And for whatever reason, it's not a lot of price tanking. And what'll happen is there'll be like maybe 3 or 4 of you on that listing, and nobody's tanking. They just let it go. And it takes time for that to happen. I've got listings where we fought, all 5 of us, we fought. And it was a war, and a war consists of battles, and each individual battle went a certain way. And over time, it might have taken 2 years. We all finally said, okay, enough. We're going to sit our butts down somewhere and we're all going to share. There's enough. And on that particular listing, we're just making money. So, hold on. I'm going to have to cut this off because it's time for me to eat. Hold on one second though. But I want to look at this this toilet paper because that's a good one. And because I got some time to eat, and then I gotta go. I got a private group I meet with at well, actually, you know what? I ain't gonna have time. Wait a minute. Man, I spend so much time with y'all because I'm having fun. Shoot. I got 15 minutes. But what I was gonna say was it's so important to understand you gotta commit. If you think you're just gonna jump into this business and start making all kind of money, that's not gonna happen. It's just not. So you might as well just get your mind right. But you don't have to do it alone. I'm here for you. You got my number. And me and you probably need to get to have a real talk. But in the meantime, let me look at this here. 72 roles. I'm surprised it's not restricted. Let me see how many people are on the listing. That looks good. 6. Let me see. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. We're gonna finish looking at this one product. I thought I was gonna eat, that ain't gonna happen because I got the private group, and then I gotta go to work. So I can just eat on the run. No excuses, guys. No excuses. So you got 6 people on this listing. It's supposed to be selling for $30 on Amazon, and you're supposed to be able to get it for $8. That's not gonna happen. Oh, there it is. That's the issue. So there's 12 rows there. That's what, when it's 72 rows here, that's where I would say a product like this, and I got to get into this. I can't wait. A product like this, you might be able to make money if you can find it like at a real deep discounted store, like a Ollie's, or in my case, I live in South Central Pennsylvania. We got a lot of Mennonites and Amish. Sometimes they have stores where you can get stuff like that. But I gotta get going. I gotta stop searching so I can get 5 or 10 minutes before I get on with the private group. I'll take this last question and then I gotta bounce. So let's see. What percentage do you find using tactical arbitrage? That's a good question. I'm using it. I'm using the software every day, and the thing of it is the software sends me down rabbit holes. It just keeps my mind active. You need an active mind to be successful in this business. And I'm telling you, bro, it's like, for example, I'm going to get on with my private group and we're going to be in the software looking for products. Another thing that's helpful is being part of a group, which you're doing right now, because like I said, I'm out here for you right here live every day, at least every day that I can, and that's going to be most days. Keep coming, keep coming. You got a lot of good questions. Those questions will be answered, but I got a question to you before we go. Are you committed to, can you say, hey, I'm going to do this 3 to 5 years? Because every question you have will eventually be revealed if you're committed. Are you willing to commit to this business 3 to 5 years? I'm asking you that now. All right, well, I got to bounce, so you can answer me tomorrow. You got my number too. You can text me and answer me, or okay, absolutely committed. All right, and you say you're gonna have your account opened in, like, what you say, in 3 days. And once you have your account open, we can start actually searching items and seeing what we can find. I'm going to keep going. I'll keep coming out here. We'll get it together. It's just a matter of time. But if you're committed, let's see what you got. You're finding 10 plus products. Okay, you're ready. All right. Stay in touch, guys. I got to get going. La Machine, I'm out. See you tomorrow.